This is the BMW of my wife. Very nice car. Also a lot of M things and performance parts. Drive it for a short distance. So I hope you also will enjoy that. There's a nice nice car but with a lot of torque, as you just witnessed. So it has a 2-liter 4-cylinder gasoline engine. It's a BMW 330e. So the E from Edward, not the I from Isaac. And it's also tuned at the moment, so it has about 360 horsepower-ish. I think 680 Newton meters of torque, so that's plenty. And the torque also comes into the down, the lower layers of this power curve, so to say. So quite exhilarating to drive, even if you're not pushing it that hard. And why is that? Because you have plenty of torque in the bottom ends, so in the lower RPMs. Also it sounds nice. It has a lower resonator delete, so the last resonator in the back has been deleted and replaced with a straight pipe. So you still have enough damping. As you see, I'm driving now and it's completely silent. It's because it has the electric engine, so also that benefit of the electric engine that you have as well for very silent drives, but also effortless torque. An additional torque if you really go for it, give it the beans. And you have this functionality that you have less gasoline to use, because it is a very efficient hybrid. Also the brakes will suffer far less, and you have the benefit that you can drive on electricity alone, and electricity is a lot cheaper than gasoline, especially if you have the opportunity that you can charge from home and you have solar panels, for example. Then it's even better still. Also for cold starts, this is the benefit that you have. Now you'll hear the gasoline engine kicking in as well. So very little bit of gasoline. Hear it? And also, even if you use this car in the gasoline department, and even with a lower resonator delete, you have the benefit that it has an 8-speed ZF gearbox, so it keeps the RPMs low and thereby also the noise. But if you really give it the beans, you still have that sportiness factor and that sound. Here, 1500 RPM. And if you go off the throttle again, it tries to recuperate the energy. So what it does, it uses the electro engines to recharge the battery. And normally when you use electricity, of course the battery is drained and the power goes to the electro engine to make it faster, and to also put a lot of strain off the gasoline powered engine. So this is a very good compromise. And because it is an M-Performance edition, and you have all these goodies, and also very good drivetrain layouts, so it's a rear-wheel drive type of power delivery. So you have all the power going to the back. You still have, when you go accelerating, your nose will lift a little bit. I'll try to keep this camera in place. The nose will lift a little bit, but the back end will then be planted even harder into the asphalt, so that gives you additional traction. Instead of just spinning the wheels and making a lot of wheel spin, you have very functional traction in this car. And because there's the M-Performance goodies and also the M-Performance rims, you have the benefit that it has wide rims to begin with, so it can have ample traction, and that all the traction will help you to put this tuned car in its good range, so to say. Also very good brakes if needed. So the brakes are M-Performance brakes, which you will barely use. And why is that? Because you have this electric engines recuperating the energy. But in the case of an emergency, you have perforated M-Performance brakes, which will help you tremendously for stopping power. So you have a lot of benefits in this place. So a lot of sportiness, power, but also good fuel economy, and you can be quite stealthy because you can work with the sound. And the other benefit is that you have a car that is almost on par with an M3 in many situations, especially the in-between acceleration, in-gear acceleration are excellent, and also because there's an 8-speed automatic transmission of ZF, it goes very good through that paces. But you have the fuel economy of a 2-liter turbo, 1.8-liter turbo, so that's very good, very nice benefits there to be had. And also you keep the costs of the running costs a little bit in check. And why is that? Because you have these electric components. Those electric components will also help you to put less strain on the engine, put less strain on the brakes, because oftentimes you don't need to have the brakes working. And why is that? Because you have this excellent pace to begin with, and the electric engine will just recuperate the energy, and then you have less fuel consumption as well. The drawbacks are there as well. The car is quite heavy because it also carries this battery pack. Also it has added complexity, so you have the complexity of an electric powered vehicle, but also the complexity of an internal combustion engine, a gasoline powered vehicle, so you have those two in place. BMW did an excellent job by placing it in as part of the gearbox, so that has a big benefit there to make it to have as less redundancy as possible, but it's still there. And added weight oftentimes makes the car a little bit sluggish. That's not the case with this car. And why is it not? That's the front engine rear-wheel drive setup, which BMW is very good at. Also center of gravity is extremely low. Why? Because the electric car components are all placed very low. So that's a great benefit. And because it's an M-Performance version, you have also M-Performance springs, underpinnings, which are very sporty to begin with, so it gives it a very direct feel, and that's lowered even more, so even directer feel than the regular M-Performance underpinnings. So, long story short, excellent car for the driving enthusiast, but for the mundane duties also very frugal. Benefits of both worlds. So if you have a lot of short trips, this is beneficial because you will decrease the fuel consumption to a high degree because of the hybrid drivetrain. But also the benefit of a sporty car that has 360 horsepower, 680 Newton meters of torque. So very, very excellent. Giving you less fuel. Also you have an all leather layout. Good 5-seater as well. Steering wheel. The ZF 8-speed automatic. All other M-Performance goodies. M-Performance. Also the slotted disc brakes all around. And as you can see, it's extremely low. Have a great day.